AM 970 WSTX.
All right, reflections. Took a little pause for the cause, and we're back. Lots of great things going on, and we've got UVI in the house today.
What?
All right.
Go Bucks.
UVI in the house, and we've got Patricia Toll here, and she's got some interesting things to talk about, things that our young people and not so young people need to know about, because if you're seeking higher education, there's a whole lot more education than what's in the classroom that can be very beneficial to your goal and even have an impact in terms of job opportunities for the future and entrepreneurial opportunities, as well as working with other businesses. All right, so Patricia, you take it away and educate me, since UVI is in the house.
Well, it's so great to be here with you, and especially with our alumna here, Cecily, one of our stars. So I'm very excited to be here to talk about today, focusing on study away opportunities. I know that particularly our younger students coming in, they're looking at going to college in the mainland perhaps, and then they wind up at UVI. But we have so many opportunities for them to get off the rock. And one is the National Student Exchange. And this has been around since 1968 in the United States. It started with a small group of colleges, and it's now grown to about 150 or more partner universities throughout the United States, Canada, and all of the U.S. territories, including Guam. So it's an exciting opportunity, and some of those universities, many of them, have study abroad opportunity platforms. So through National Student Exchange, you are able to not only go to a mainland university for a semester or a year, but you could also go study abroad to any number of countries throughout the world. And the best thing about it, Doug, is that if students choose a school that accepts what's called Plan B, they can pay UVI tuition.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that?
I think that's great.
It is.
I know most of the time what their tuition looks like compared to UVI, so that's great.
Exactly. And UVI tuition, I know that some of our families, it is a leap. I mean, it is an expense, but you're not going to find a less expensive tuition anywhere. We have the bargain here right in our backyard. And if you, some of the schools accept, most of the schools accept the Plan B. But Plan A is not a bad idea either, because it allows our students to pay in-state tuition, which if they just go to the United States as a freshman and they do not have a residency equivalent in that state, they're going to pay out of state, which can be 2 to 3 times what the in-state tuition is. Yep. So even if you go on Plan A, it's a very good deal.
Yep.
And, you know, our students want to move into this other bigger world, and we need them to. So that is the National Student Exchange. There are qualifications. You do need to have at least 12 college hours to apply, and you have to have at least 24 college hours credits to go on exchange. And you have to have a 2.75 GPA.
No free trips here. You're working for it.
Yes, you're working for it.
You're working
for it. And you do need to find funds to cover travel and living expenses. But if a student is on a scholarship here at UVI, most of our scholarships, the territory scholarships, the valedictorian, salutatorian scholarships, they pay for housing as well as tuition. And these scholarships do apply because these students are UVI students. They are exchanging. They're going and coming back. So they are UVI students.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
So the National Student Exchange is the one we've been in the longest. And the website for people that want to look at that program is www.nse.org. National Student Exchange, nse.org. And you can look at all of our all of our places that we have for exchange and what their conditions are. And any student or parent that's interested in this, please look me up at UVI. Patricia Towle, T is in Texas, OWAL. You can find me on the directory under T. I'm the Director of Counseling and Career Services and oversee the National Student Exchange and Study Away options.
All right. Well, we pulled up National Student Exchange here on the. So we've got it here, taking a peek at what's going on.
Yeah, go to the student section.
On the right?
Yeah, over there. Just click students, and there you see all of the states that you can possibly go to. And you can also, if you scroll down, just scroll up a little, you can also search by a major. So if you want to look only at schools that have courses in your area, you can look there. There's a lot of information on this site.
Okay.
If you go to the left and go down to internet study abroad access and go to international study sites, right there. Those are the countries you can go to, and they're sponsored by all those different partner universities. And this is unbelievable, Doug. Some of these programs, there's no additional fee for the study abroad.
Well, I could spend some time in Argentina,
Yeah.
Buenos Aires.
Yes.
All right. Australia. Okay.
China looking good right now.
China. Costa Rica, Denmark,
Yes.
England, okay, France, Germany, India, Ireland, Italy, Israel, Japan, Mexico. Folks, I'm flipping real fast and just trying to pick one from each alphabet here, trying to run through here. You know, Norway, Peru, Romania, South Korea, Spain, Sweden, Thailand, Turkey. Now, and I say that I know a young man who went to South Korea, and he taught in South Korea also, and it was on an exchange program. And they paid everything for him. In fact, he's getting ready to graduate this December with, I think, a double master's. So, and this young man is from St. Thomas.
Right.
And his brain literally had other people paying for his education every step of the way. So opportunities like this are important that our students and parents are aware. Because sometimes, you know, if you leave it to Doug Canton, the student, you know, I really have to wonder where he'd be. But when you have a mommy that grab you by the ear and say, hey, you ain't have no say in this, you're going.
Exactly. And these opportunities, you have to make them. I know Cecily is a wonderful example of that. She's always looking for that next opportunity. And these things, you do have to work for them, because there are conditions for each of these programs. There are certain costs with most of them. The University of Wisconsin are the ones that tend to have the least cost. So if you're looking into this, the University of Wisconsin is one of the places I would go. But you have to look for it. You have to do the research. You have to do the legwork and the planning.
Yeah, you have to want it.
Yes.
You have to want it.
Yes.
And the first thing about wanting it is to know that it is there.
That's right.
And that's why you're here this morning, because this is I'm aware of they're having opportunities to go abroad and study, but this kind of makes it less amorphous, less like a little cloud and more like something you can hold on to. So, folks, nationalstudentexchange.org, NSE.org. Get your students, your children to take a look and just say, imagine what it might be like to study in Argentina and hit the beats in Buenos Aires and go to some of those clubs and get to meet all these different people. You know, imagine. And once you get that imagination going and saying, what? And I can do this without any additional cost? Potentially?
Potentially.
I got
Gotta-
to look and see.
Got to find the right program. You got to find the one that fits that.
Okay.
But there are lots of possibilities out there. And NSE is the one that we've been involved in. UVI has been involved in the longest. Our campus has been doing it since 2000, and St. Thomas has been doing it even before then. But it's a very organized program. The universities are in connection with each other. They share tuition. We have our rules, our regulations. We take excellent care of the students, and this one has been around for a while. But this is not everything we have at UVI. Oh,
Of course
no.
not. Of
No,
course
no,
not.
no.
We would have a whole month-long reservation of
Exactly.
all of our shows to even come close to talking about half of what's at UVA.
Well, there are a couple of other ones I want to spotlight. Dr. James Madriala came on board, I think about a year and a half ago. He's got a longer title, but he's a vice provost of global engagement, and he has brought in Study Away China. And Study Away China actually is supported by the Chinese government and UVI. So the costs for this program are much less for the student. And so Study Away China is a program that you can study for up to 2 years in China. The Chinese government is going to pay for your tuition. It's going to pay for your housing. UVI is going to help with some of the travel. You have to have a GPA of 2.75. You need to be 18 years or older, and you will take courses in basic Chinese, Chinese culture, and Chinese political style as electives.
Can I sign up again?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm not sure
You
we're
make-
doing this for grad students.
You're making me want to go
Yes,
back
yes.
to school undercover.
I'm ready to go back again.
Yeah, well, this wasn't around, Cecily, when you were there. But it is a fabulous opportunity if our students have an interest in going to that part of the world. Our first group will go in spring of 2016. So if you are a current UVI student and you are 18 years old and you have 2.75, come on in and talk to Miss Tao, and I will hook you up. And if you are on St. Thomas, then you will need to speak in the office of the provost to Miss Leslyn Tung, and she will help you out with this program. We're also opening up something, this might interest you since you're like Argentina, Doug. This one's in Brazil.
Nice.
Passport to the World. Now, this one is something the cost will devolve onto the student, but it is a program from May 20th to the 30th of 2016, because some of our offerings are for shorter duration during the summer, during an intersession like over Christmas break. This one will be going to Brazil. They have a payment plan available, and Miss Tung can help you with this. They're going to be going to Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo. So this is another opportunity for people to get off the rock.
This is great. This is great. It's an opportunity, and it's just saying, hey, all you got to do is do a little lead work and figure out where you might want to go. Pick 3 or 4, so you go through your process of elimination. This may come through, that one may not, the case may be, but all of a sudden it can be quite interesting, and I kind of look forward to when we have some of our students in here that have participated, so that we can make it that much more real. Because right now, it's in the abstract. You can do this, it's out there, it's possible, but if we can get it to that point, and so I'm looking forward to getting some of our students that are participating or will be participating to come on in and talk about it. Okay?
Well, we'll work for that. I have another opportunity to talk about that's
Hey.
also fully
Yes.
funded, or mostly fully funded by the university. It's the Washington Center internship that happens in Washington, D.C. You know about this.
Yes, you remember I had applied and I had gotten in. So
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You went to the Washington Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To meet with the Obamas at that time when he was getting into office.
Ah, okay. Well, the internship happens over the summer, and it's something that you are selected for. The application comes out in January, and you need to be at least a second semester sophomore. So you need to have, 24 plus 12 hours how many is that?
36. About
36.
36
You need to have
hours.
at least 36 hours. You need to have a 3.0 GPA, and you can, there is an application online, but this program you will go at the middle of May, and you will stay until August, the beginning of August. The Washington Center program hooks you up with an internship in industry, business, government office, nonprofit. They have, I don't know how many internships available. They match you up. You earn college credit. The university will pay your tuition. They will pay your housing. You are responsible for your flight. And this will be a selected group. And we want St. Croix students doing this. A lot of the times, more of the St. Thomas students take these opportunities. But St. Croix, we got to get out there.
Well, the first step is to get our students to know about it.
Yes.
And that's the first step, okay? And so, Ms. Tual, I am looking forward to seeing you on a somewhat regular basis so we can talk about the progress and what's going on, because the reality is you'll talk about it now, and then something else will happen and get everybody, and they get distracted. Or like me, I set out, if I don't write down my things to do, or if I don't put them in my phone and I go out driving, I end up going to Frederickstead and only going to one of the places I meant to go and miss the other three because I didn't have, so by coming and talking and reminding people about these opportunities, it's important, because otherwise it's there. Washington, D.C. has a wealth of experiences, and that's what I'm going to call it, experiences, from the museums to, they have a lot of cultural shows that very often are free for students or otherwise, down at Kennedy Center and everything. It's so much to see. It's such an opportunity, and in that context, so definitely, you want to go away and have a bang-up summer? Hey, that sounds like it to me in Washington, D.C. Of course, you could always go to Brazil or Argentina or to Switzerland or wherever. So it's not like Washington, D.C. is the only place. All you have to do is have an open mind, do a little bit of legwork, and apply. So it starts now. Parents, be aware. I remember from time to time, parents have come to me for a contribution for their child to go to this program or that program, whatever the case may be, and it's the impact on these young people just by seeing some of that rest of the world before they graduate. It makes a big difference in terms of maybe what their goals are and what they believe that they can achieve, and actually do it just because of the networking that they're able to do by going through some of these programs.
Well, and we just had a group come back from Washington, D.C., the Thurgood Marshall Leadership Institute.
It's talking my language now.
Yes, and Dr. Hall, our president of the university, was honored with an Educational Leadership Award, one of 5 nationally acclaimed awards given at Thurgood Marshall. We had 12 students from the University of the Virgin Islands, 6 from here, 6 from St. Thomas. And the neat thing about Thurgood Marshall, it's a place where our students interview with Fortune 500 companies. They have the top entertainers in the industry coming. They have a huge gala. They go through all kinds of workshops and interviews. Sometimes our students walk away with a job offer when they're leaving, when they graduate. They might walk away with an internship. It's a fabulous opportunity. Again, I'm stressing GPA, grade point average. It's very important. You need a 3.25 to qualify to be selected for Thurgood Marshall. It's also a selection process, so things like interview tips, etiquette, all of these things need to be a part of it. But the possibilities are there. And I haven't even talked about research, undergraduate research, where our students get a chance to go and present at scientific conventions and conferences. So I would love to come back. There's so much going on at UVI.
Okay. Well, we're
and especially our global leadership program that I was a part of when I was able to go to St. Thomas. Yeah, and study 15 different languages. Oh my God, that was intense. You know, I was able to meet the students from Haiti, China, Senegal, and U.S. and U.K. as well. So that was a really interesting slew of people that I was able to interact with and learn their language and learn their culture as well as they learned mine. And I was the only one from St. Croix that went over that actually represented the Virgin Islands in itself. You know, for the University of the Virgin Islands at that time. And we're getting ready to do our reunion for next year for 2016.
Well, and you bring up another point to me. With our research, we just had a student who went this summer to American Samoa with our agriculture extension service, and they went over to contribute to a 5-week-long project. And this is a consortium that we are a part of. This next year, all the students from the universities in the consortium will go to Palau. And in 2014, those university students came to the Virgin Islands. And these things are not well known. These possibilities, and this is real world experience.
Well, I'm going to give you some homework to do because this is too good to let it go like this. What I would like, whether it be for the next time you come or just a little interesting tidbit fact for me to share with the public in the future, is just a little list of, you know, students and opportunities taken. And whether it's a student name, if you want to give me the name, that's fine. But so that I can say, hey, we had a student, they went here, they did this, whatever. Just to go to, I want to keep priming people's minds because these opportunities, sometimes our students think, I probably wouldn't get that anyhow. And it's like, huh? If he could get it or she could get it, you can get it too. But you got to be thinking in terms of, I can and I'll try. So if you can get me that kind of information, I'll go ahead and continue to plug that. Okay?
I will get you some of the opportunities our students have participated in, because it's really fabulous, the things they've done. And I appreciate the time to come on and promote what we're doing at the University of Virgin Islands for our students. It is a fabulous place, and it's right here in our backyard, and I just hope people understand what a great opportunity UVI can present.
All right. Well, we're kind of going into crunch time, as in this is the end of practically of November.
Yeah, crunch time at the university as well.
Right. And so because we've got the semester coming to an end, and of course the festivities coming up and everything that's going on, so I'll see you sometime in January.
Perfect. And I do have a student who's been on exchange this semester at Florida International University from St. Croix. So she hopefully we'll plan it so that she is able to come with me.
Okay, and Cecily has your email?
Yes.
Cecily knows how to find me.
Okay, well, she will send you an email CCing me with the appropriate contact information so that you'll be able to, give that to both of us and coordinate for the next time around in terms of coming back. Yeah. Okay. So you got my imagination going. You got my curiosity going. So
well, good.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, again, thank you.
Here at WSTX, we're actually promoting HBCU Week. So we're also promoting UVI and other HBCUs out there in the wall and territory as well. So just be aware of that.
Well, thank you, Cecily, for being on the lookout.
HBCU Week. Cecily, I keep talking to you about using these geeky technical terms. What does it mean?
Historically Black University and Colleges.
All right. And when is this week coming up?
This time from now into Black Friday.
Okay. All right. See, we got to let people know we're in the middle of it.
Yes.
We're in the middle of it.
And Miss
As of today, we
UVI,
kicked it off.
last year, she came back with the crown. She came back with the, it's a longer title, but it was Miss, it's the Miss HBU of the United States.
Yes.
And Miss,
Daniela, right?
no, it was not the one now, it was the one the year before. Look up on the website.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
The
yeah,
UVI
yes,
website.
Yes. I did see it in the magazine, the Black Colleges magazine.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's a beautiful girl. Now, the one we have in place now also did well at the competition. It happens in September. But NSE also has the HBCUs, the historically black colleges and universities. So
And of course, UVI is what? Uniquely Caribbean, right?
it is.
globally interactive.
and historically American.
Yeah.
So there we go. And we are the only HBCU not in the continental United States.
And I know we have for time, but remember, what about St. Martin that UVI
Oh,
is in?
yes.
Please tell the audience where UVI is going.
Well, we're going a lot of places, and we're opening up more and more in the Caribbean. We have the St. Martin campus that we are now supporting. I believe education is definitely there, and I know there are plans to go in with other colleges and universities of the UVI, colleges and schools of the university. We also have connections in the BVI with H. Lavity Stout Community College. We're reaching out, and we already have memorandum of understanding with several different Caribbean islands, and their students come here after a 2-year college. So I will get some more information about that as well.
Awesome. And I'll forward it to Doug.
Okay, well, thank you very much, both of you, for thinking of UVI and our students. We appreciate the opportunity to get out on the airwaves and let people know. And if anybody has questions about study abroad, study away, NSC, I am available at 692-4187. And you can find me on the directory under Towel, T as in Texas. And I have an email, P as in Peter, T as in Texas, OWAL at uvi.edu.
Fantastic, fantastic. All right. Well, I'm looking forward, whether it be in January or February, I'm looking forward. In fact, before the fair, okay, because that will, UVI plays
Yes.
such a great role in the fair. So before the fair, we've got a deadline cut off here before the fair, so we make sure that we just seamlessly
Perfect.
fit into everything. Okay,
That'll
I
be
look
great.
forward to it. Okay,
All right,
and then
thank you.
between then and there, we'll have the little flow of information so we can give the public the tidbits.
Sure.
And I want to thank you
Thank
for
you,
your
Doug.
patience in terms of us getting the time slot right and getting you here. And
It was meant to be.
it was meant
Yes.
to be. Great things.
All right, thank
Okay,
you.
fantastic.
Thank you so
All
much
right,
for-
folks. UVI in the house.